Hey guys, Mr. Happy here and welcome to Final Fantasy Bestiary. This series is dedicated towards discovering the history and lore behind Final Fantasy's most iconic creatures and characters. This episode, we will be talking about the deadly duo Ultros and Typhon. Ultros and Typhon are two characters that have been regularly appearing together since they first debuted in Final Fantasy. Let's start with Ultros. He is a purple octopus that feeds on human flesh. He is probably the most lecherous octopus you've ever known, constantly quote-unquote admiring the female characters of whichever caste he is currently in the presence of, while shunning the men of the group. He usually attacks with signature, tentacle, and ink attacks. However, he is a coward at heart who flees before he is ever truly killed, and seems to think himself above all other life forms. His real name is actually Orthros, whereas Ultros was actually a mistranslation when the character was introduced in English, which has led to some confusion over his etymology. Orthros is indeed a part of Greek mythology though, Cerberus' brother actually. Physically they have no similarities, but Orthros' father is actually Typhon, which would explain Ultros' relationship to him. However, the primary theory behind Ultros' appearance in Final Fantasy is this. An octopus was the main character of Square's first game, so it's likely an Easter egg. Additionally, during Final Fantasy VI development, one of the programmers said he had a toy named Orthros that looked exactly like him. Odd, I know. Now moving on to Typhon, who is also called Typhon or Chupan, he is Ultros' partner in crime. He is a large purple and pink monster who possesses a face on his front and back side. His signature attack is Snort, which can either instantly kill a party member or remove them from the fight completely. He usually serves no purpose other than being Ultros' muscle, and as such is considered the stronger of the two antagonists. As his etymology states, he was Orthros' father in Greek mythology, but this was also depicted as a serpent with 100 heads, a bit different from how he is now, similar to Ultros. The duo first appeared in Final Fantasy VI, where Ultros was a recurring boss fight in the game. He had little reason to oppose the protagonists other than just being a hungry nuisance. He first battles the group on a raft in Leth River. He then makes an appearance in the famous Final Fantasy VI opera scene, attempting to drop an anvil on Celes' head before being stopped by Locke and friends. He is then found in Esper Caves attempting to steal a fake set of the Warring Triad statues, and finally, he appears on an airship just before the end of the world, this time calling in Typhon for help defeating the party. After they are defeated, Typhon sneezes and blows the party off of the airship. After this encounter, Ultros works as a receptionist in the Dragon's Neck Coliseum after the end of the world, working off a debt that will take him 1,000,000 years. Typhon can appear in the Coliseum itself, where he will snort his opponent out of the fight and claim the item that the player bet. Their appearance in Final Fantasy VI was well received by gamers, so much so that they were put into many other Final Fantasy games. Typhon actually made an appearance as a summon in Final Fantasy VII, though instead of his signature snort attack, he was given Disintegration. As a duo, however, they did appear in the many remakes of Final Fantasy I, as optional bosses in Whisperwind Cove. This cove is notorious for possessing bosses from Final Fantasy VI, and Ultros and Typhon are among the bosses found in this dungeon. Typhon is considered the stronger of the two, but actually appears as the very first boss of the cavern, appearing on floor B12, while Ultros appears on floor B20. Ultros goes on to make an appearance alone in the Final Fantasy IV sequel, The After Years, in the depths part of the final dungeon of the True Moon. While he does appear alongside several other bosses from Final Fantasy VI, including Deathgaze and the Phantom Train, who were also in the Final Fantasy I Whisperwind Cove, Typhon does not appear here. Ultros must be defeated before moving on, and is actually quite a bit more difficult than his previous incarnations. Ultros then goes on to make another solo appearance in Final Fantasy XII as an elite mark, under his name Orthros. He appears as a flan instead of an octopus in this version, but in his old Ultros ways will only appear if the party is initially made up of 3 females when approaching his spawn location. Also in his old Ultros ways, his picture shows him with his eyes facing upward, a similar pose to his Final Fantasy VI counterpart. And then we have Final Fantasy XIII-2, one of my favorite appearances for the duo. Ultros and Typhon appear as DLC in the Coliseum part of this game, and are available to do battle with Sarah and Noel. Ultros is everything you'd imagine, hitting on Sarah and scolding Noel. He even tries to escape when Typhon is defeated, but Sarah and Noel defeat him in a blaze of glory to knock him out. He can then be recruited into the Paradigm Pack as a synergist. Ultros and Typhoon have both appeared in several other Square Enix titles since their inception as well. Mostly the off titles such as Dissidia, the trading card game, Tactics, and Theatrhythm. However, one appearance we are looking forward to is in Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. Concept art for Typhon was revealed in the art book that came with the collector's edition of the game, so he will likely serve as a boss in the game at some point. The question is if Ultros will appear alongside him. Only time will tell. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share for more videos. Be sure to check out the rest of my channel as well. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and even follow me on Twitch where I do live stream different video games. But anyway guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.